Hey, it's Lindsay here from Lindsay Lane's Design, and I just wanted to take you through the Canva Pro option to set up a brand kit. So I really recommend this for clients who want to make sure that they're keeping everything on track for their brand as far as creating social media posts, or even if they're creating free downloads or printables. The way to do this is to set up your brand in Brand Kit, and that includes your logo, your colors, your fonts, and that way you can keep everything right in one place and it's easily accessible from any of the designs that you're doing. And then also I would recommend, and I'll show you how to do this, setting up different folders for any of your brand collateral as far as like if you have any design elements like illustrative elements, or if you have specific backgrounds or images that you're using. I highly recommend doing that here when you're setting everything up, because Canva can get a little bit messy sometimes, and so that way you're setting everything up so that you can easily access it from any of the designs that you're creating. So this is only with the paid version of Canva, but if you go ahead and make that commitment, I think it's a really great way to set your social media and any of your posts or designs that you're doing up for success, because that way you have everything in one place and you don't have to remember hex codes and stuff like that. It's super great if you have a team or if you're trying to hand stuff off to a VA, even for one-off projects, because again, everything is set up for you and they don't have to worry about remembering hex codes or figuring out which logo to use when. It's all set up and there for them. So I will take you through this. If you go to the left-hand side of your screen, you'll find the brand kit here. And you can see here, so I've set up, this is my full logo, my logo mark, my icon, and then this is how my website appears on any of the designs that I'm using. So I've actually already created that to use, and you can go ahead and upload really easily, choose whatever folder you need and upload from there. And then it'll have you set up brand colors. I highly recommend this. If you don't know your brand colors, if you've worked with a designer before, you can go back and ask them for the hex codes. If you know your RGB or CMYK colors, you can just Google hex color converter and you can go ahead and find your color code there. Usually it's pretty easy to do and they're pretty spot on for the most part. You might have to adjust things manually, but you can do it there. Or Canva has a free color palette generator. You can upload an image and it will pull out the main colors from the image. So if you have your logo and you want to upload it here, you might be able to find your colors that way. Or if you have a brand image that you use, you can do that as well. For me, I have a main color palette, and then I also have a sub palette of colors. And then for me, when I'm working on other clients, I set up their palettes as well. So if you have different palettes for different things that you're using or different projects, you should go ahead and just upload those here. Again, it's really easily accessible and make sure that you don't have to remember anything. And if you're handing it off to someone for a one-off project like a VA or something like that, it also makes sure that they are on track and using the colors that you want them to use. You can also upload, so Canva comes with a set of like a bunch of fonts that you can use that are free for use. You can use any of those, especially if they're already your brand font, or you can upload a custom font. So I use this script font for all of my headings, and I've already have this set up as a large size because I want to make sure that I'm using it only for headings pretty minimally, because I want it to be large enough that you can see it, and if it's not, then I shouldn't be using it. So I've kind of set up this size as a reminder that I need it to be large. And so when you want to, you can upload the specific fonts. When you upload a font, it's going to ask you about the licensing and making sure that you have the rights to use the font. So please make sure that you've purchased it and that you have the correct licensing to use it. And then you are able to go ahead and do that. So you can just go ahead and upload all that here, set your sizes, and this sets up your brand kit, and then you're good to go. I'll also show you. So I also set up, this is my brand backgrounds. I've set this up as a separate folder. So these are brand backgrounds that I use for my own brand, and I've set those up as a folder. And then I also have assets that I've set up in a separate folder. I will pull these together and put them on top of images and layer them together to create some different designs. And I kind of do that on the go. So I have all the different images that I would need to do that here and all the different colors that I need. And then also if you have brand images, one of the nice parts about Canva Pro is that you get images like a free resources as part of it, as part of the paid subscription. But I've also sourced some images. For example, Unsplash is a free stock image site, and I've sourced images from there, and so I keep those housed in different files, folders, so that I know where they came from. And then also I've categorized them to deskscapes, cafes, etc. So you'll see that as part of my folders, and I would recommend doing something the same. That way, again, everything's super easy and easily accessible, and you know what everything is as you're designing things. So if I were to, for example, create a social media feed, I can just do something blank. I can search in my folders. I can take brand background. Maybe I'll just use this. And then from my brand kit, you can go to logos. So I clicked on folders, logos, and that'll take me into all the images in my brand kit. I'm just going to use an icon. And then my website. And then for the text, I can just say trust the process. I'm actually going to make it a little bit larger. And then I can use my main color palette. Oops, sorry. Let me select all of that. My main color palette or something for my sub palette if I want to, whatever works. And you are on your way to creating consistent images and designs for your brand. So that's how you set up the brand kit in Canva. And if you want more tips and tricks, you can follow me on my YouTube channel. Thanks.